Hello friends, my name is the real Emile. In modern day popular culture there is not many cars more recognisable than the Nissan Skyline GTR. Here we have the 5th gen GTR, also known as the R34, which is probably the most famous and well known of all the Skylines. Entering production in 1999, the R34 was a very advanced car for its time, featuring 4-wheel drive, 4-wheel steering and twin ceramic turbochargers. All these put together made for a very good driver's car for both the track and the road. The RB26 engine featured in the R34 produced 276 horsepower due to the gentleman's agreement between Japanese manufacturers at the time. While the R34 on its own is remarkable, its mainstream popularity did not come from its advanced nature, but from the Fast and Furious film franchise, where Paul Walker's character drives several different R34s. This has led to the car being widely recognisable and hugely popular in today's society. The R34 Skyline, featured in Forza Motorsport 6, produces 287 horsepower and weighs 3,417 pounds. Now, on the track, this car drove pretty okay. We've had several Skylines around here before. We've had the R33 and the R32, so now we're having the Holy Trinity by putting the R34 around. Now, the car itself is fairly neutral to drive. That 4-wheel drive system means you don't get any sideways action whatsoever out of this car, which is very, very nice for my method of driving. I will say there is some understeer. However, that's of course to be expected of 4-wheel drive performance vehicles. The brakes are also relatively average. I do have to admit, recently I've been driving, cars with much more advanced brakes and so on and so forth around the track, so perhaps they just feel a little bit spongy because I haven't driven anything this old in quite a while, saying that it's only a 2002 car. Yeah, it was relatively okay around the track. Through the follow-through, I had to switch this into 3rd gear. I think I was doing about 90 to 100 miles an hour through there, which is pretty decent for a 4-wheel drive car. Coming down to the second to last corner, having to brake relatively early. The understeer was a big issue around the second to last corner, admittedly, and around the final corner, the R34 does go very understeery and over the hill and across the line. The R34 goes into 77th with a 123.869, beating out an R32 Skyline by 0.2 of a second, slightly slower than a modern Ford Mustang, which is a pretty respectable time, to be perfectly honest. It is also 5 seconds slower than the Fast and Furious variant of the Skyline, which has been around before in a previous episode. Anyway friends, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Forza Top Gear Laps. As always, please feel free to vote in the straw poll in the description for what car you would like to see go around next time. With that all said and out the way, friends, thank you all very much for watching. My name's been the real Emile. Until next time, farewell.